Hi, welcome back. We are well into our way to Eat Like the Renons, our 3-week program. And today we're talking about exercise. While it's not directly related to food, it does have a component in why we're doing this. Why do we have this awareness about our health? So we're going to start with a couple myths about exercise.
Yeah, so there's two big myths. There's a lot of myths, but the two big ones are, one, you work out so hard that you can eat whatever you want.
I actually get mad when people say that to me because it kind of defeats the purpose in my mind. If I'm kicking my own ass in the gym and then I'm just going to shovel in crap to my body, it's kind of, people are missing what my motivation is. So that's the first myth. What's the second myth?
And the second myth is that, and this is a little bit of a shocker, that exercise is good for weight loss. And believe it or not, that is a myth.
So it's not necessarily that it's bad for weight loss. We want to caveat that. But why are some of the reasons that working out may not help you achieve that goal of losing weight?
So exercise is a slippery slope, and we will explain how this will work. It's this synergistic process, but exercise, if you've ever done exercise, you know that you burn calories. Even though we hate that term calories, you burn calories, you expend a lot of energy. So energy in or energy out means you need to bring energy in. You've got to have a balance. So the more you work, the more energy you burn, which means the more food you need to eat. So it becomes this very slippery slope and that's why working out is not necessarily good.
Or the be-all and end-all.
Be-all and end-all, because we've said it a lot of times, calories in minus calories out does not work as a long-term solution. So exercise is a product of weight loss.
So if you're doing the whole calories in, calories out, trying to do the calorie deficit, you're going to find that you're really just running on empty after a while, which, I mean, that's what you're doing with the energy balance. So you're putting yourself in a weird situation where you are forcing your body to go a little bit slower, and actually you are forcing your metabolism to slow down a little bit. So if exercise is not part of weight loss, how does that fit into the equation? How does that fit into, trying to lose weight, trying to get healthier, and trying maybe to build that muscle, change that body type in diet? How does that all go together?
Yeah, so, well, weight loss, or one of the good terms that you hear a lot is abs are made in the kitchen. They're not made in the gym. So what we like to say is there's this yin and yang of the health world, the fitness world, and those two components to be as healthy as you possibly can are diet, the food you eat, and exercise. And so you are going to lose weight, lose inches, lose fat from the food you eat. Food is medicine, food is fuel, and the food you eat can either help you or it can harm you. With that being said, exercise has a whole list of benefits. So while you do not necessarily, it plays a part in weight loss, you exercise for numerous other reasons. And so some of those reasons are some of those benefits of it improves your sleep.
Sure.
Sleep deprivation is huge nowadays.
So this is kind of where we're talking about the indirect factor, right? So while exercise may not directly help you lose weight, if your sleep is all jacked up and you're not doing it right, then you're putting a metabolic strain on your body and it's not able to repair and recover. And so the way that it sees nutrients and the way that it processes food isn't going to be right. So indirectly, exercise helps you sleep. Sleep helps you regulate your food intake better. And doing that, then you're able to lose the weight that you're after.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the other things you kind of talked about, sorry, I'm kind of cutting you short on all of these benefits of fitness or working out. But you talked about how, the old adage is calories in minus calories out. As long as you have a deficit, you're going to lose weight. And you're saying that's a slippery slope, that's bad. So I've read a lot now lately. They're doing research on willpower and how that's actually a limited resource. In your head, you only have X amount of willpower. And that's why it's so important with diet, with food, with exercise, whatever, that it's not something you're willing yourself necessarily to do. You're motivating yourself to get started, but then you drive it over into that habit way of life, that lifestyle, so it doesn't take up that willpower. Because if you're constantly depriving yourself of food and constantly working out on empty, you're not gonna last.
Yeah.
You know, the studies are out there that, like I said, willpower is finite. So eventually you're gonna get sick and tired of being tired and being not feeling good, and it's something's gonna give. So okay, so we're eating right, we're exercising. We've talked about one, it helps improve sleep. What else does it help us do?
Well, it helps improve brain function,
Okay.
and this is huge. And they've done studies. The most recent one, I believe, is from the University of Texas, where they've got this group of people who did nothing, and then a group of people who did some exercising on a treadmill for about 30 minutes a day. And the group that exercised, they saw increased blood flow to numerous areas of the brain, specifically the areas of the hippocampus, which improves memory and stuff like that. So Alzheimer's, all the brain function, and you're just more on your game if you're working out.
And that's kind of, and I hate to say it, but that's kind of obvious. That's one truth that, you know, I think that we can all relate to, is if we're having a tough day and we go for a walk at lunch during work, if we have an office job, you seem to come back a little bit more energized and a little bit more, you know, creative or whatnot. So I think a lot of people have experienced that, and if you kind of draw on that, yeah, it might be hard to get going, but once you go and you get that blood flowing, then you always feel better afterwards, both physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm. You know, and that leads into the next one, which is stress reduction. You know, we have a kind of a joke at our kickboxing gym that hitting a heavy bag is cheaper than therapy. Now, not discounting therapy, so don't get me wrong, but working out, lifting weights, hitting a heavy bag, trust me, if you've had a bad day and you just go
And you just sweat.
and you sweat, trust me, it is hard to stay mad at whatever happened. It's hard to stay mad at your boss. It's hard to be mad at the person that cut you off in traffic. And stress, this is one of those killers that nobody talks about. Stress will make you gain weight. Stress will age you.
Stress puts you at risk for heart disease,
Yeah.
puts you at risk for cancer, puts you at risk for a whole plethora of things. We're just starting to understand it, I think, now.
And it's miserable. There's
Yeah,
no
true.
more miserable feeling than being stressed out.
Uh-huh.
And so the stress reduction is key. Another aspect is you work out to build your muscles and improve your bone density.
Mm-hmm.
These are other signs of age-related illnesses where you start to become weaker, your bones become thinner and more brittle. So you're doing this to help improve the longevity of your life. Another one, this is on the stress part of it, is you also release dopamine. And dopamine is kind of just like it sounds. It's a hormone, and the word dope is right in there. So, you know, certain drugs, they also release a dopamine response. And dopamine makes you feel good, which is why you can become addicted to working out. And anybody who's been very consistent at working out knows that the idea of missing or skipping a workout is horrible. They do not want to do that. They need to get in there. Even if they can barely walk, if they're sick as a dog, they drag themselves to the gym because they
Just
like a junkie needs that fix, they need their fix. And one other hormone, and this is good for women, but especially men, is working out improves your testosterone function. Now, a lot of women get scared of that. Trust me, testosterone is a key component for women as well as men. They just don't need as much. But here's what testosterone does. It improves your sex life and your sex drive. And this is real. All right, we got to talk about sex. There have been studies out there that guys as young as 25 now are needing Viagra pills.
Mm-hmm.
And this is sad. I mean, when you're 25, you should be in your prime. So if you or someone you know, specifically a significant other, can't keep up with you, you know, it could be, one of the factors could be that they're just not working out. So sex drive is definitely huge. And then there's one more I just want to talk about, which is self-confidence.
Sure.
And we have seen this change time and time again in the gym. We see someone come in shoulders hunched forward, looking down at the ground, and 3 months later, their shoulders are up, their posture's improved, they're talking, they've got this glow about them. I mean, there's a couple members I can think that are coming to my mind right now, and there is nothing sadder, I think, in life than seeing a person with low self-esteem. I mean, you just look like a puppy with the tail between your legs, and you look like a broken down person. So, increase that self-confidence. Be proud of who you are. Let your light shine, but you're not going to be able to do that sitting on the couch feeling sorry for yourself.
Okay, so let's say somebody's on board with everything we've been saying and they get it. They need to watch what they're doing in the kitchen and then back it up with exercise. How do they appropriately integrate exercise into a healthy lifestyle without going down that slippery slope?
Well, it's finding a balance. Finding a good exercise program that you can commit to, and also committing to eating healthy.
Is there a specific style? I mean, I know, again, we're probably just opening a whole bunch of doors here, but, a lot of people run to get fit. Some people lift weights to get fit. Is there an exercise that's better or worse?
There's a lot of roads to the top of the fitness mountain, and I don't think it necessarily matters how you get there. I personally think there always should be some sort of weightlifting component, or at least, and again, you can call me biased since we own a kickboxing gym, but even if weights aren't in your
some sort of resistance.
Yeah, some sort of resistance training, like hitting a heavy bag, doing body weight movements. I'm not a big advocate of just running on its own, but I feel like anything you can do to help build some muscle is going to be the most beneficial.
Okay, so working out, however you get to the top of the fitness mountain, how often should somebody work out?
A minimum of 3 to 4 times a week.
Is there a max?
There is a max, and I don't know what that is. Rest is important.
So if we were able to train like an Olympic athlete, where we get up in the morning, we work out, and then we sit around and read trashy romance novels all day, and then we train in the afternoon, that's okay. It's not that we should all be working out as many times as an Olympic athlete, but the fact that they're able to recover before they're able to do their next workout is kind of what's key, right?
Yeah, and I struggle with it, and you struggle with it, and that's resting. And right now I'm kind of beat up. Don't really know why. Just been doing a lot of stuff lately. I'm limping. My muscles hurt. My bones hurt, and I'm still contemplating working out the next day, and that's probably not smart. And most likely.
And there's the slope. Therein lies the problem with exercise.
Well, because I'm a dopamine junkie at this point, and I feel like I need my fix. But there is a point of diminishing returns, and this is key in the fitness world, and it's being in tune and whatever. So rest should always be somewhat of a component, and we'll probably try to get into this in another talk and go into some more detail, but there's nothing wrong with taking a couple of rest days a week, without a doubt. In fact, you are going to see benefits from this.
Because you can go harder when you come back, right?
Yeah,
if you're fueling right, you've got that whole yin and yang going for you. So. Cool. So 80% in the kitchen, 75% in the kitchen. Who cares? You got to get the kitchen. You got to get the gym right at the end of the day. So it's a balance. Make sure you're eating right and you're fueling your body for the gym. Also, if you really want to know more about why I get annoyed when people say, well, you work out so hard you can eat whatever you want, please head over to teamrenon.com. Ask those questions. Also, if you've asked us a question since we've started, we have updated that page. So go check out the answers and go check out the questions and answers of your peers over there at teamrenon.com/questions. Have a great day. Thank you, guys.
Hi, so if you enjoyed this content, Feel free to share it with your friends. But most importantly, if you really do like it, give us a thumbs up or say something in the comments, okay? Let us know you're listening. Thank you.